A whopping 20 people walked out of this Monday movie mystery. Was it justified? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Sing Sing. Just a heads up, you do not see the title card of Sing Sing until the very, very end. So you don't even know what the movie's called until the very end if you're just not, don't know like a movie mystery. Anyway, what's about? Pretty simple premise. This is based off a true story about a person who is innocent, who's been in jail for, I'm going to guess, about a decade. But while he was there, he started this play company called RTA with a bunch of other inmates. They do plays it sounds like every 6-ish months. But also in the meantime, he would try to help these other inmates get out of prison because that's what he's been doing for the past decade, because there might have been evidence that could link him to get out. And there's a lot of drama in here. It's a lot of interesting, humane experiences. So do I like this film? It's one that is going to have to still grow on me. Do I like it? Absolutely. But there's some personal angst that I'm willing to say there's some personal stuff where it's hard for me to go over the hump. And that's okay. Because if I'm willing to know what, if I'm willing to say, like, this is what my issue is, and it's my personal thing, and I'm willing to say it, I think it's better than those people just saying, like, for example, oh, Michael Bay sucks because of this. It's like, just tell us, or like, Transformers, like, tell us why. What's your personal issue? And my personal issue is try to make some of these people humane. I know that sounds really awful, right? So, personal reasons. Okay. So, like I said, my first added reaction review is there's something that happened in New York during the eclipse this past summer, right? And some of the inmates got released to see the eclipse because of their quote-unquote religion. And some of them are murderers, etc. I cannot say, yeah, go see the eclipse, because you know what? The person that you murdered will never see an eclipse ever. So how do you get the same privileges as someone who is dead? So that's my main issue. Yes, you get to know some of these people that came around the corner. It sounds, and that's what my other flaw is, it sounds like a lot of these people are in jail because of drug-related incidents. Sounds like you say they're gangster-related incidents, quote-unquote thug, because they say that in the movie a couple of times, of where they are saying, I am guilty, I've done some drug shit, etc., etc. So it doesn't really go into depth of why some of these prisoners are in there. And that, I'm going to say, is a tactic made by the writers and or director to try to make it humane. Because I feel like with some of these people, if you got to know what they really, really done, you would not have the same emotional aspect of it. So is there some, what am I trying to say? Is there some agenda to not say it? I could say so. For the main character, though, you do get their agenda, if you want to put it that way, of why he's in prison, because someone thinks that he brutally murdered like someone and shot him like 8 times in the head. But there is a tape stating that he is innocent. And that's the issue, too, is this is supposed to be based on a true story. At the last title cards, I kind of want to know what in this script is real and isn't. Yes, I understand that the plays are real. Yes, I understand that things that are happening in this Sing Sing correctional facility is occurring. But there's this other things where it's like, yes, I'm supposed to get these people on a personal level, but you're not letting me see who these people really are. We're just seeing them as people trying to do a play. And I think that is one of the glaring flaws for me. But as a movie-going experience, Domingo, people are saying he's going to win the Oscar. I can see it because, I won't lie, we're already mid-July, and the movies have not been good this year. I'm going to be plainly blunt with you. There are not a lot of Oscar movies that have come out, or I think will come out. That's just my personal experience. So is Sing Sing on the higher end of screenplay? Is it on the higher end of picture? Is it on the higher end of actor? Director? Maybe. I think because we had to figure out who this cat really is. Can I see technical stuff? I don't think it's going to get anything below the line. It could get score. There is some good subtle score elements where it does come, because there's a lot of silent moments, though. There's a lot of times where you want to hear the dialogue, and there's other times where you hear the nice subtle score. I would compare it to kind of a non-jazzy version of American Fiction. What I mean by that is when American Fiction got the Oscar nom, I was like, I don't remember the score. This one is a little more subtle, and you kind of do remember where they need to put the emotional aspects, even though you really didn't need to. There are some good arcs with this film about what Colman Domingo's character is trying to do with some of these inmates and what they do and what he can or cannot do. So when it comes to me enjoying this movie, absolutely, I truly dug it. I truly dug the emotional aspect. I know the weirdest part is the saddest part, talking about a pit bull, and that's all I'm going to say for that note for people that haven't seen the movie yet, because I know this movie was in TIFF, so there have been plenty of people that have already seen this film, and it, like I said, limited releases last weekend, Monday Movie Mystery, but yeah, I think a lot of people walked out of this movie because the first 30 minutes, I don't know if they understand what this movie was. And can you say that this movie has a overall message? That's interesting, because I don't know if there is the overall message to make prisoners humane. Is the overall message is to prove your innocence? Is the message like a Shawshank, where trying to get out in the real world, that's the best thing to do? But even in Shawshank, the main guy got out, the older guy, and he committed suicide because he couldn't, fathom. He's been in prison for so long, and he just couldn't, correlate himself to the outside world. It just couldn't do it. So the overall message of Sing Sing, it is a little, I want to say confusing, but it's not as clear as I want it to be. So overall, Sing Sing, I do think it's a well-crafted movie. I think it's written fantastically, even though I want more meat with some of these characters, because these are people playing themselves. And so I know that sounds weird, but if they're going to play themselves, I want to know who these people are. And you really don't know who these people are. You just get their name, and they're kind of jokesters of what they did. And that's where I kind of, my personal angst is, what did they do? Are they innocent? Were they drug dealers? Did they murder someone? And we don't get that, because like I said, if someone murdered someone and you're trying to make it humane for me, or a rapist, or a child molester, right? I don't think any of these people are rapists or child molesters. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I could promise you that. But just things like that, if you take a life and you want me to make this person humane, it's really fucking hard for me to justify that, because the person you killed is dead. They can't have a life. You've ruined that family. You ruined that person. So that's my personal angst with that, with the script writing, and just getting to know who these characters are. But if I push that to the side, like I said, I know my personal angst, but if I just think about the movie going experience, it is freaking well crafted. So Sing Sing will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futon, which equals at 90%. So see, the critics and news scores gave this one. So we have critics a 97% with 69 of them. Audience score 87 with fewer than 50. Critic consensus: a moving celebration of art's redemptive power. Sing Sing draws an ensemble emotional renaissance from a never better Colman Domingo, an equally impressive ensemble play. Yes, ensemble play. And like I said, this is one of those movies where if I get to know more about it, it could go down. Do I see it going to 100%? No, to me this is not a 100% movie, because of the actual my angst, and I feel like there is some manipulation with not telling us some of the true story. So 97, 87, 90. Chase Leaki here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things. Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I don't care if you watch today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month, or a year from now, every single freaking one of you. And am I right or wrong? Let me know if you've seen this film.